Well, joining us now, Dr. Abhishek Singhvi, the senior Congress lawyer, three-time MP. He's also a senior Supreme Court lawyer who's been looking at this entire process very closely in court. So firstly, the larger picture. How ridiculous is it that the Supreme Court has to go into the actual process of overseeing the actual counting of ballots for a mayoral election? The larger picture.
It's not the Supreme Court seeing a mayoral election. It is the vindication of a much larger principle by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has walked the talk. The Supreme Court has given last mile remedy. The Supreme Court has not made a case of declaration of rights and yet remediless, operation successful, patient dies. And why did it happen, Vishnu? You must know this. First, see just 3 or 4 facts, and then I'll tell you the larger issue. Here is the most brazen situation of 20 becoming 12. And then the person saying that I put a dot or a defacement, what I treat as a defacement, because you had already defaced. He said this so openly and brazenly as recently as yesterday. Now, luckily, 3 weeks ago, I had got an interim order which said preserve the ballots.
Yes.
Stop everything, maintain status quo, and even the budget session shall not take place. That's 3 weeks ago. It's another irony that these 3 weeks are used by them to do further horse trading, inducements, fear or money, and get 3 people to defect, come back last night with the resignation of the speaker, and in a very blasé manner, blithely tell the court, let's have fresh elections. Look at this whole plan. It's compounding the felony. It's making the original sin worse. The courts therefore saw through it. And they said, look, you cannot have the fruits of a poisoned tree. You cannot benefit by poisoning the tree yourself and enjoy the benefits. So they said, let's look at the ballots. The ballots were so brazenly clear and clean, and his averment yesterday in the court so brazenly false that the court straight away declared the result. Now, I would say there are 3 or 4 very important takeaways. One, this is not a government officer, Vishnu. This is Masih,
yes,
who is a BJP councillor. And a BJP councillor who did not fight elections this time, therefore nominated as presiding officer. Second, do you think this chap, and I won't call him poor BJP councillor because he's also been very brazen and he's facing perjury, by the way. Would you think he would ever have the guts to do 1/10 or 1/100th of what he did without full reassurance, support, or at least a protective umbrella by the powers that be in the central government or other powers of a ruling party? Do you think it's possible? Number 3, do you think the kind of lawyers he's represented by, this man can afford himself? This is an orchestrated system. Today, in your channels, the BJP is keeping silent. Fair enough, they were right not to come. But do you think it takes away from the point that this was all planned? And the brazenness it is planned is after we went to court. There is further planning. We go to court, we get an interim order. The planning is, okay, kya kar lenge? Let us see, let us win 3 over. Resign the mayor yesterday and say, now let's have elections. So this is absolute, by hook or by crook, less by hook, more by crook. And you take pride. I take pride in saying I fight to win. We all fight to win, but we fight to win with means fair, not means foul.
But Dr. Singhvi, let me ask you this. The BJP now has, and you were referring to this, the BJP, as a result of what has taken place in the last couple of days, has 19 votes in the 35-member House, including that of the Chandigarh Lok Sabha MP, who has voting rights as an ex officio member. The Aadmi Party Congress, as I understand it, have only 17. What if tomorrow or day after there is a no confidence motion, right? And the government it falls. The mayoral system in Chandigarh falls. Then what happens?
Vishnu, this is a common misconception floating around in the channels. Let me make it clear. Fortunately or unfortunately, this is a creature of statute. The corporation is created by statute. There is no provision, no system, no methodology, no mechanism for a no confidence motion. So get it out of your mind. The mayor stands elected for 1 year. He remains for 1 year. You have to suffer him for 1 year. He goes out after 1 year. There is no system by which I can remove you by. So they cannot actually benefit today. They could have benefited only. And that is why they proposed a fresh election. Imagine the persons who are clamoring. Otherwise, suddenly change tag, get the man resign and say, let's have fresh elections. That was the game plan. Now the mayor stands elected as the mayor. And once you're the mayor, Vishnu, you can't be touched till the end of the term, which is 1 year. But I again come back. This is unfortunately happening with monotonous regularity across. In Maharashtra, you've seen it. In Karnataka, when I did the midnight case, you've seen it. In Karnataka, today as we speak, there is an FIR lodged because the difference in the Rajya Sabha election is 4 to 5 votes. FIR is lodged about clear horse trading attempts. It's happened in the Northeast. This party is actually, the BJP is using either inducement, monetary, or fear agencies to say that, look, come what may, we shall win.
Okay.
This, at the end of the day, paints a picture which somewhere gets into the psyche of democracy. I know in a majority you have the right to use your majority to do wrong. But equally, when you do wrong repeatedly with the majority right you have, then it gets into the psyche of the people that, look, these people are just at it irrespective of any limits.
Okay, Dr. Singhvi, let me, actually, we do have the BJP on this program, and I know you want to do this as a one-on-one interview. Thanks very much, sir, for being with us.